let's hit some jobs that aren't open that might be. Is anybody in your estimation coaching for his job in the playoffs?
Yeah, you know what's weird about this, Rich, is like the expansion of the field, I think, has sort of changed the dynamic here, where now you got 14 teams going in, so there are more teams that are sort of, I guess, quote-unquote, middling that are making it through. The three that were sort of, floated to me over the last week, and kind of gathering information ahead of Black Monday were Dallas, the Chargers, and Tampa. And, I don't think I don't think any of those guys deserve to get fired, but there was just three that were put on my radar over the last couple of weeks. With Dallas, I just think McCarthy's done a really good job this year for all the hits that he's taken. You look at it, and it's like, like they lose the left tackle, they replace him with a rookie who'd been playing guard in camp, and the rookie does great. They do an awesome job, with Cooper Rush in there as their starting quarterback for 5 weeks. He was responsible for bringing in Dan Quinn. So I don't think he deserves it. Jerry shot it down. And this morning on Dallas radio said no. But I don't think that one's going, but that one just hasn't seemed to go away. With the Chargers, I think it relates directly to Sean Payton, and whether or not like the Spanos family would do something bold. Again, I don't think Brandon Staley deserves to be walked out on the plank after 2 years as the head coach, but maybe the Spanos look at this as a unique opportunity with their young quarterback to go and get somebody like Sean Payton. And maybe they are willing to spend in an area where they haven't been willing to spend in the past. I don't think so, but maybe. And then, like the third one, Tampa, I just think so much of this depends on what Tom Brady is going to do after the year. And, I think regardless of what happens, there are probably going to be some changes made to the offensive staff. If Brady's gone, you wonder if, maybe the way that the Glazer family looks at the organization is more, sort of in a total sense, like looking at the organization from a total view rather than looking to make tweaks further down the line.
What about the Rams, Albert? You were the one who came on this show a few months ago and just keep an eye on Sean McVay, who, had some ideas to maybe join broadcasting in a booth. Those opportunities are not there right now, unless another bold move is made. You want to talk about bold moves by a television executive, but and then we're hearing he wants to take time away or is going to take time away. I got Andrew Whitworth in hour 3. I'll ask him about that. Yep. Well, what's the latest on that? What's your reporting there?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long year for Sean. I would say that. Like, I think, between everything, he's the real life stuff, like, losing his grandfather and going through things with his wife. And, for those who don't know, I know you know this, Rich, but for those who don't know, his wife's Ukrainian, and then obviously going through the season that they went through. I think it was a lot. I think it was a lot. And so, I know, and I've made the comment to you, I've been pretty consistent in saying this, going back to the summer, that Sean has 1 to 5 years left. Well, that one was always in play. And I think it's sort of always been based on where he was and how he felt at the end of the year. And I think it also ties again to those 4 players that serve as the core of the team: Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Donald. And where are those guys at? And are those guys locked in for 2023? And you heard Aaron Donald come out and say it, like, I'm here as long as Sean is. So I think all of those things are in play as Sean sort of unplugs over the next couple of days and gives this some thought. But I certainly think it's something that he's very seriously thought about. And I also know that, my feeling is he thinks that it'd be a bad move to make a decision the Sunday or Monday after. And I think he knows himself well enough. He's self-aware enough to know, like, he's going to need a little time to get away from it, to be able to make the right decision, not only for him, but for everybody around him. And, guys who are on that staff, guys who played for him, I think he knows how it affects all of them too.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this one other thing on this too. Like, I do think, like, you look at the Rams. I think if Sean had walked away last year, Raheem Morris would have been the head coach, and that's right. Even if Kevin O'Connell, who's done a fantastic job with the Vikings, even if he remained, I think Raheem Morris would have been the head coach if Sean had walked away last year. And so that's got to be a factor too here. Is like, Raheem's interviewing with the Colts. He's going to interview with the Broncos a week from today. Does that sort of give us a little bit of a timeline? Because, if Sean's going to walk away, well, then it could affect who the Rams can get to succeed him, and whether or not that could be Raheem Morris.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.